I'm Erik Roby.
And I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Week in Review. Happy belated Valentine's Day. Happy belated Valentine's Day, Erik. Did
Thank
you
you.
have a nice one?
Yes, neither of us are wearing red because we wore our red yesterday on Valentine's Day, and we wore out that red.
We did. And did you have a nice dinner?
Absolutely.
Dinner out with the fam?
It was fantastic.
Oh, very good. Well, today we'll tell you about a new health clinic at Fort Meade and a bizarre goat attack. Yes, a goat attack in Pasadena. But first, making headlines. February 15th is the deadline for folks to apply for the vacant county executive seat that became open after John Leopold resigned. Those interested in the job will have to convince 4 members of the county council that they are best suited to lead the county for the next 18 months. The deadline is passed after we tape the show, so we'll give you all the names in play on our Facebook page. Needless to say, the amount of interest was enormous and dozens of people were expected to apply. The next step is for the applicants to be interviewed. That will happen at a special meeting of the council on Thursday, February 21st at 7 p.m. As always, the meeting will be broadcast on our channel, Comcast 98 and Verizon 38, live and in person. The council plans to vote that night on candidates, and not everyone will be asked to testify before the panel. Make sure to check our status updates for all of the latest and also the news links at www.aacounty.org.
People who work closely with children hate the phrase kids at risk, so a few dedicated people decided to start their own program called Kids at Hope. In this week's Recreation and Park Spotlight, our own Carolyn Ryan is at the Chesapeake Children's Museum. What better place to do a story like this than at the Children's Museum in Annapolis? Carolyn has more on the program. Carolyn.
There's a new culture here in Anne Arundel County, and it's a culture of hope. I'm here with Debbie Wood, who's the director of the Chesapeake Children's Museum, and she's also a treasure hunter. Tell us a little bit about the Kids at Hope program, Debbie.
Well, Kids at Hope is not actually a program. It can apply to any program. It can apply to parents. It can apply to a store, a doctor's office. Kids at Hope is a philosophy. It's a strategic, cultural framework. And what it is the belief, we have this underlying belief, that all children are capable of success, no exceptions. And that belief is supported by one bearing wall that is the kind of relationships that children can have with adults. And this all comes from research. Over 7 years of gleaning the research on success and resiliency for children, not looking at failure, but looking at success. The anchor parent is the Ace of Hearts, and that's somebody who's looking out for a child 24/7. If you can't be with your child, you arrange for quality child care in your place, but you're somebody who unconditionally loves and supports that child. So we can do that for our own children. But a child also has 3 other kinds of adults that impact his possibilities for success, and it could be a camp counselor, a teacher, a neighbor, a family member. The first kind is the Ace of Clubs, the more the merrier, a sustained, meaningful relationship. Minimum of 8 weeks is what the research says. Somebody who cares enough about that child to just be there in his life, a go-to person. Then there's the Ace of Spades. That's the kind of adult who has high expectations for you. Could be a neighbor. When I was growing up, if I didn't dress appropriately, a neighbor would say, "Your mother let you out like that?" So having other people in your business actually helps children to be successful when they hold those high standards for the kids. And again, it could be a teacher or a camp counselor, or somebody just says, I think you can try a little harder and get where you need to be with that. And then the opportunities for success is the Ace of Diamonds. And that's the adult who says that not only do I believe in you, but I'm going to provide you that opportunity. When I was a Girl Scout leader, one of my girls was afraid to get on horses, even though we'd all agreed that that's what they wanted to do. And I just said, you need to get up there. And my attitude was just, you're going to do this. Here's the opportunity to do it. And when we came out of the woods after our trail ride, she had the biggest grin across her face because that opportunity presented itself, and I made sure that she got that. So that's that bearing wall. And then we have time traveling. If children can see their future in 4 destinations, this is all you need to be successful. You need the adults surrounding you with the belief. You need the 4 kinds of aces that adults can give you. Children can give it to themselves. This has to be intentional, that the adults surrounding them are providing these opportunities for success and belief in their success. The 4 futures, we know about education and career, and we usually ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? So, okay, that's one path. Do they really know all the paths? Do they really know what college is? Do they really know what's involved in different careers and how you can take an interest or a passion and turn it into an occupation? So we help them with that. Home and family. How well do they see themselves as future parents? Because parenting actually begins when you're being nurtured. As you're nurturing, as you're being nurtured, you're learning how to be a nurturer. So how do we help children prepare for that in their future lives? Do they want to live in the city? Do they want to move? Do they know about the world? What's out there? Then we have hobbies and recreation. Life is not just about earning a living and minding your family. It's also about enjoying things, sports, music, the arts, whatever it is that makes life fun for you. How do you fill that time? And how do we help children see themselves playing basketball, being in a band? You might not earn a living at it, but yes, you can do these things. And then the last one is community and service, where children are exposed to volunteerism, the political process, how do you run for office, how do you campaign for somebody, how do you register to vote, picking up litter, taking part in the things like scouts, or if you have a volunteer fire company. How do adults do that? And why do you do that? You don't get paid. It's not just for your family, it's for the betterment of your community, your state, your country, your world. We have to help children see that in their future.
Great. Well, it sounds like it's a great way to develop what we call typically like a well-rounded child. When we talk about those adults that are surrounding them, also brings up that old adage of it takes a village. Speaking of those adults, we've got some adults here who are training today, and you've done some training throughout, some workshops throughout Anne Arundel County. What types of organizations are on board and are working toward this culture of hope?
Well, a big partner is Anne Arundel County Public Schools. So co-chairing the Kids at Hope Steering Committee for Anne Arundel County with me is Carly Safini, who's in the Office of Equity Assurance at Anne Arundel County Public Schools. So the first inroad to training here in an institution was at Annapolis Middle School, and their whole staff got trained 4 years ago, and now we've moved on to more and more schools, and as each principal is interested, then the training occurs for her staff. The other big agencies, Community Action Agency is another one, with the Annapolis Youth Services Bureau and Head Start, and just all the people that are helping family to move out of poverty. Their staff has all been trained in this. We have some church interest, but Light of the World Family Ministries with Cheryl Menendez, she and Tony Spencer from City of Annapolis and I were the first 3 to go to Arizona and learn about Kids at Hope and bring it back. So she's on board. We now have Anne Arundel County Rec and Park is on board with trainings, but we're open to other. I'm just trying to find out in my head who else is largely represented on our steering committee. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. We have a corporate sponsor, Bank Annapolis. And we're hoping to get more corporate sponsors, because it's not just that they believe in it, but they might put some money toward an event or toward a training. So it's growing and spreading. Well,
here at Recreation and Parks, we're very excited about it. Obviously, we work with children on a daily basis in our school-age child care program, and over the summer we have a lot of kids in our summer camps, and we have programs every day after school and weekends and sports and things like that. So it's very important in the dealings that we have with children every single day.
And won't it be great when we get to a point where a child has it at school? He does the pledge in the morning with his teacher. All day long he's reminded that he's a kid at Hope, and then he goes to his after-school program, and again all the adults that are there say, well, here's an ace, I believe in you today. And it's just compounding that cultural value system, that belief in that kids, that every adult that child encounters all speaks the same language.
Yes, and as you spoke earlier in our training here, when you talked about how wouldn't it be great someday in the future, we no longer even have to have these workshops because it is such a culture and a culture of hope. Thank you very much for being on the show and for sharing this with Recreation and Parks. For more information about Kids at Hope, how can folks contact you?
You can call me, Debbie Wood, at Chesapeake Children's Museum. That's 410-990-1993.
Great. Very good. Well, thank you very much. And enjoy this entire culture and this community of hope here in Anne Arundel County. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Carolyn. It's all about expectations. Kristin, it's like,
what do you mean?
Well, it's like when you came to the show. When it was your first time as a news anchor. Do you remember that day?
I do. Where are we going with this?
Kind of go back into do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We didn't say, well, Kristin, you can sing pretty good, but have you hosted a show?
Yeah.
It's pretty risky. I mean,
you didn't say that at all.
How did you think that would turn out?
I don't think it would have turned out well for you.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But you did. I do remember the first day you came here.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. You were so young. You were so fresh.
So fresh.
So fresh. And now you've just taken on this role and really, you've owned it.
Well, thank you, Erik. I've just followed your footsteps.
Yeah,
Been
follow
taught
those footsteps.
Where would I be without your support and encouragement, Erik?
Oh, and my smart remarks, Kristin.
Oh my. In this week's Police Beat, we have some pretty strange stories about a grave robber arrested in Glen Burnie and a dog who paid with his own life for killing 2 goats. Justin Mulcahy has more. Justin.
Upon arrival, officers learned that 2 goats on the property were killed by 2 dogs. Now, during the incident, one of the dogs, a 2-year-old husky, was shot and killed by a neighbor. Officers determined that both dogs entered the fenced-in goat pen on that property, attacked and killed both of those goats. The neighbor was called by the owner of the goats to assist as they were being attacked. That neighbor responded to the backyard of the home and observed both the dogs attacking the goats. He attempted to stop them, but both dogs turned and charged at him. As a result, the husky was shot and killed. The other dog, tentatively described as a shepherd husky mix, was shot at and possibly wounded during this incident. That dog ran away and has not been located at this time. Now, the owner of the deceased husky was notified of the incident. That dog has no prior incident history with animal control. It's believed that the husky escaped its property underneath a fence before making its way onto the farm property where the attack took place. Animal control is continuing the investigation and attempting to locate the second dog or its potential owners. Eastern District officers recovered the firearm believed to have been used in the incident, and there are procedures in place to verify the legality of that weapon. Anyone with information on this incident or the whereabouts of the second dog or its owners is asked to contact Anne Arundel County Animal Control at 410-222-8900. Folks, we're going to move on to our second incident. It's about an ongoing investigation up in our Northern District. During the course of the investigation into the theft of multiple bronze gravesite vases and markers that occurred during the summer of 2012, detectives from the Northern District were able to develop information that led to the recovery of some of those markers at a residence in Glen Burnie. The recovered markers were stolen from grave sites in the Glen Haven Memorial Park located in the 7200 block of Ritchie Highway in Glen Burnie. A suspect was identified and charged with felony theft in the case. Detectives continue to work to locate family members of the deceased, some of whom were World War II veterans. So pay special attention to those gravesite marker images on your screen. Anyone with information is urged to contact Detective Edmonds of the Northern District at 410-222-6018. The suspect who was arrested in this case is Dustin Grogan, age 42, of 65 Wishing Rock Road. That's in Pasadena, Maryland. Now, folks, as always, if you have any information on the crimes or suspects we mentioned on the show, don't hesitate to call, email, or text your tip to Metro Crime Stoppers hotline. That number, you should know it by now. It's available 24 hours a day, toll-free at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Or text message MCS plus your message to crimes. That's 274-637. Your third option, visit the website at www.metrocrimestoppers.net. Remember, those phone calls are not recorded and callers remain anonymous. You might even be eligible for a cash reward of up to $2,000. Back to you.
Thanks, Justin. That is some wild stuff. I feel so bad for the lady who owned the goats. I mean, those weren't farm animals to her. They were her pets.
They were pets.
And they had really great names, too. We had Billie Jean and Smokey Joe in honor of Michael Jackson and Joe Flacco, 2 of my favorite people.
Michael Jackson and Joe Flacco?
Yeah, so
What's
sad.
your favorite Michael Jackson song?
My favorite Michael Jackson song would be
Beat It?
Bad and Dirty Diana.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that one where it's the
And Human Nature. I love that one.
I don't know Human Nature, but what's the one? Thriller.
Thriller's good.
That is the best Michael Jackson song.
Yeah. You don't remember
Absolutely.
Human Nature?
No, I don't. I'm not, I'm not as...
Nature. Oh, why?
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
The why? That's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Why? Why is there more Weekend Review to come? Because we got more stuff to tell you. Check out the community calendar for events that are happening around your county. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Don't beat it.
Thriller.
Welcome back. Well, winter is here and it's in full force, folks, and a lot of people are out there living in the elements, unfortunately. Well, our annual event to help them out is coming up next month. That's right, it's Homeless Resource Day, and Mark Chang has all the information in this week's Community Spotlight. Mark.
Thanks to both of you in the studio. Well, it's that time of year again. It's a great time to be able to help homeless folks around your community. And with me today, I have both Chris Polson and Justin Beeler, who are both with the Department of Social Services, to talk about the annual Homeless Resource Day. Chris and Justin, thank you for coming on the show again. This has been a yearly thing for us for the past 6 years. And Chris, could you tell the viewers out there who do not know, what is Homeless Resource Day?
Well, Mark, Homeless Resource Day is actually a one-day event where the homeless in the county can come together for one-stop shopping, really for all the services that they need. It's not really so much for shopping, but we have over 80 service providers who show up this day and offer their services free of charge. So often, as we know, for the homeless, transportation is a real issue. They have a hard time going from one agency to another. So for this day, all the service providers are in one spot. We provide transportation. We have pickup areas around the county so they can help the homeless get there, get the services that they need, and hopefully make homelessness a temporary situation.
All right, thank you very much, Chris, for the overview. And Justin, could you tell the viewers out there, when is Homeless Resource Day?
Homeless Resource Day will be on March 16th at Glen Burnie High School. The event starts around 8:30, and we go all day until about 4 p.m.
And how can viewers out there help out with this special day?
You could help out by volunteering. We have a volunteer website at Anne Arundel County's website, aacounty.org/homelessresource. You could volunteer your time for the day, be a guide, help the homeless individuals and families navigate through the services that we are offering. You could also donate. We have different donation locations across the county that you could bring donated items to, including food items and some toiletry items. And at the website, we do have information on where those locations are.
Okay, great, Justin. Is there a contact number for viewers?
Yes, you could contact me at 410-269-4749.
Okay, great. And how many homeless folks are you expecting this year?
Last year we had 654 come, and we're assuming that we're going to have probably a similar amount again this year.
And what does that do for the need of volunteers?
We typically match each homeless individual with a volunteer guide, so we're hoping to have at least 400 registered volunteers this year.
Great. Thank you very much, Justin, and thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, both of you, for all the work that you do with Homeless Resource Day and also just throughout the entire year through the Department of Social Services. Really appreciate all your hard work. Well, this is a great opportunity for viewers out there to please help with Homeless Resource Day 2013. Mark your calendars. It's going to be on Saturday, March 16th up at Glen Burnie High School. It's a great event, so please consider helping out those who are less fortunate in your area. Reporting from Annapolis with the Department of Social Services, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mark. The turnout of volunteers for this event each year is amazing. We'll be sure to update you each week about training classes in advance of the event. But don't wait until the last minute because you have to attend the training classes in order for you to be able to help out at Homeless Resource Day. Really amazing event.
It really has. I've been at it a couple of times, and I always have a wonderful time. The folks that set it up, it's incredibly organized.
Yes.
I thought the first time I did it that it would be extremely difficult and I'd have a hard time with it, but once I got there and realized what a purpose it is for you to be there and help these people, just jump right in, and it was an amazing event.
Yeah, it is.
Big shout out to those people that actually put all the event together because it's incredibly organized.
Yep. And Mark Chang did a great job covering this.
He did.
Mark Chang is, he's always on here. I got to give him some credit because we talk about Dave
Great
Abrams a lot.
stuff.
Mark Chang does a great job out there. Just a great guy. Don't you think, Kristin?
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely. I do think so. Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to more than 1,392 calls for service. This included 1,114 emergency medical calls and 90 fire calls. This week, fire damaged a vacant home in Harold Harbor. A vehicle collision claimed a life in Gambrels, and CPR saved the life of a Davidsonville woman. To tell us more about these incidents is Division Chief Keith Swindle of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Chief.
Thanks, Kristin. On Friday, February 8th, around 11:30 p.m., county firefighters responded to a house fire in the 900 block of Buttonwood Trail in Harold Harbor. Arriving units found a one-story vacant single-family home with smoke and fire showing from the interior. 30 firefighters were able to bring this one alarm incident under control in less than 30 minutes. The cause of the fire remains under investigation and caused approximately $10,000 in total damage to the home. The second incident occurred around 7:45 a.m. on Thursday, February 14th, when Anne Arundel County firefighters responded to a reported motor vehicle collision in the area of Wall Chapel Road and Silver Way in Gambrels. The first units to arrive on the scene reported a two-vehicle accident with entrapment involving a cement truck. Firefighters utilizing specialized rescue hydraulic tools worked about 90 minutes to free the trapped occupant. The patient, an adult female, suffered fatal injuries as a result of the collision. An infant child car seat was also located at the incident. A search of the vehicle in immediate area was negative for the child and additional patients. The cause of the collision remains under investigation. Now on Saturday, February 9th, a 911 call was received reporting a 54-year-old female suffering from chest pain at her home in Davidsonville. Prior to the arrival of fire department units, the patient suffered a near-fatal cardiac arrest. A 911 dispatcher then instructed the patient's husband on how to perform CPR. Upon arrival, paramedics began patient care and contacted the hospital to have a cardiac team alerted. The patient survived this event and is now recovering. The incident emphasizes the need for everyone to learn citizen CPR. Back to you, Kristin.
Thanks, Chief. Anyone interested in scheduling a CPR class should call 410-222-8337 or send an email to fdcpr@aacounty.org.
Well, great news for our military community. That's right, our men and women in uniform. A new VA outpatient health clinic has opened at Fort Meade to serve an estimated 80,000 veterans and their families. The 13,000 square foot facility features 21 exam rooms, an audiology booth, waiting areas, and state-of-the-art medical technology. The facility has free parking and readily available appointments. So for more information, call 410-305-5300. Services include general outpatient, medical care, preventative health and education, medical screenings and referrals to specialized medicine programs, and inpatient services, of course.
It's time for Last Laugh, where we pick a viral video that strikes our fancy and is hot as molten magma. Say that 2 times, 3 times, 4 times fast.
What is molten
Just
magma?
say molten magna.
Just say
over and
lava.
over again.
Is it molten magna lava?
Well, we like molten magna. Apparently, we're
Why?
a fan of
You like
alliteration,
alliteration
here on Week in Review.
Yeah, I guess so. Molten magna.
Molten magna. Oh,
You
gosh.
can't do it. You messed
molten
up again.
magma. Last week we did Super Bowl
Molten mama? What did you say?
Mama.
Molten mama?
Mama.
That's the name of your new band, Mama Molten.
Mama Molten.
Mama. Hot Molten Mamas. Hot Molten Mamas. What you like that?
Hot Molten Mamas. We'll talk to Floozy about it.
All right,
They're the experts.
There you go.
So last week we did Super Bowl commercials, Eric. So
Yes,
did you watch any of the other Super Bowl commercials?
Just the GoDaddy commercial.
That's all anyone wants to talk about. This week we're going to stay with sports, so you're going to like this one, Eric. It may be the most amazing basketball play caught on video ever. Take a look. So, Eric, here's the question. How do you score that basket? I mean, that is luck meets
where did the ball
opportunity.
bounce? Did the ball bounce inside the paint or outside of the paint?
Inside the paint.
I don't know if that's a 3.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, you might be right, because you think about that.
It was shot from the other side.
You think about that. If you're beyond the three-point arc, and let's say you shoot it and it bounces off the rim, or it hits the backboard. It's in play. The court's in play, but I don't know.
I can't imagine being that girl and just that high of feeling like I can't believe I just made that.
If you're that girl, you're never going to do anything more amazing in your life. I'm sorry to say that, but you're not going to do anything more amazing than that.
Don't listen to Eric.
That's the most amazing shot. I mean, I'm a sports guy, but that's the most amazing shot I've ever seen.
It brings me to my next point. It's a good thing that people have their cameras out and they're capturing this stuff, because I can't imagine if I had made that shot and no one had grabbed it to have physical evidence of existing past that game. So the refs actually did call it a three-pointer because it was launched from beyond half court. The video got over 1 million hits in one day and even made the show Pardon the Interruption on ESPN. Do you watch that?
That's a big-time show.
Did you see this then already on that?
I did not see this.
Okay.
I missed that show.
The young lady who sank the shot plays for Lewis Palmer High School in Monument, Colorado. Her name is Anna Olson. USA Today said the shot counted for 2 points, supposedly because it bounced inside the three-point line.
Exactly what I said.
I know you said that, but either way, the bad news was that Lewis Palmer lost the game by about $1 million. Good shot, though. Her coach, who uploaded the video, claims she shot it on purpose, even though there were several seconds on the clock in the third quarter of the game.
Amazing.
Still crazy. So crazy. And you know, while we're on the topic, because I'm going to avoid what you said earlier.
I'm going to come back to it, don't worry.
While we're on the topic of high school sports.
Yes.
I want to give a big shout out to my cousin, Brandon Norris, and the coach and team over at South River High School. No, it's not.
Shameless self-promotion.
No, it's about my cousin.
Okay.
And the team and coach over at South River High School Wrestling, because they are the only school in the region that is going to the state championship wrestling tournament. So congratulations to them. That's huge.
Congratulations, Seahawks. It's huge.
Only Anne Arundel County School, only school in the region to be going.
It's amazing.
So I'm going to propose that we bring Brandon in and we have a little match between the two of you, Erik.
Now, they don't call me Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair for nothing.
Are you down for this?
I'm down with it, but,
all right.
you know, the kid's got to sign a waiver, though.
Oh,
you know.
You might want to sign a waiver.
Erik. Come on.
I mean, this kid's,
come on.
He's in practice right now. He's ready to go.
Yeah, it's probably been 15, 18 years since I've wrestled.
Yeah, you feeling confident?
I'm feeling very confident.
Okay.
Feeling very confident.
All right.
I'll be training all next week, folks. So
yeah, get ready for the Roby versus Norris match.
Oh, is it Chuck Norris's? Chuck Norris?
Oh, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a little tougher than
He's
that.
a little tougher.
So, back to what I was talking about.
Oh, gosh.
Royal Farms.
Yes.
Everybody, all our viewers want to know, what were you doing at Royal Farms at 2 in the morning?
I was taking friends home, and I got a little hungry.
A little hungry. Royal Farms fried chicken?
Yes.
The best food in the world, folks.
You can't get better than that. Rofo
really
chicken,
can't.
the chicken box with the fries.
And the thighs.
Yeah.
The thighs.
Thighs and the fries.
Thighs and fries.
So good.
It's always good.
So good. I hadn't
stuff.
had it in forever, and I'm giving up fried food for Lent.
Really?
So this was my last.
That's tough.
Yeah, hurrah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
How can you do that? What are you going to eat? Broccoli?
Yeah, lots of broccoli.
Fried broccoli? No.
Fried broccoli. Ew, that sounds gross. That's gross. Yeah.
That is
So tell me
gross.
more about this dinner.
Oh, it's nice. We had a lot of fried food. A lot of fried food.
Lots of fried food.
Lots of fried food, steaks, meat. Just thinking about you, Kristin, while I was eating.
You were thinking about Rofo while you were eating your fried chicken.
You're going to make me want to stop on the way home at Royal Farms and get some fried chicken.
Some fried chicken
But
now.
you know, I know we're going to have our other competitors like Kentucky Fried Chicken and Popeyes. They're going to send us chicken for the next show.
Yeah, they
because we're talking about Royal Farms fried chicken.
If we start having food segments, we're going to have another chair over here.
Yeah, Dave will sit in that
Exactly.
chair.
You know, Dave's going to be one of you.
He loves his food. Well, folks, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can, of course, watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archive episodes are available at blip.tv and on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the free, yes, free video podcast at iTunes or like us on Facebook at Arundel TV. So please tune in again next week for more news, highlights, crazy laughs, and all kinds of good stuff from around your county. See you next time.